guys, it's Andrew Bell with my furry treasures. Okay, you guys, welcome to the series, the new series, Collage Yourself to Happy. So, I said we're going to do it twice a week. We're going to do one technique of how to create your own collage papers and your own collage fabrics, which is going to be really cool. We're going to do some rust dyeing. And then I'm going to show, and then also we're going to do one collage a week. It might be in an art journal. It may be on a substrate. So we'll see every week. This week we're going to work in my art journal. And believe it or not, this is my art journal. Is this gorgeous or what? This is assemblage art done in like kind of a Finnebear style. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do something like this. Now I used a lot of some of my own stash, but I used a lot of pieces I did in molds for this, for the cover of my art journal. You can use stuff like Christmas decorations, bits of jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to show you about that. We'll do that in the next few weeks if you want to do that. Now this book, this is nothing but a book. Isn't this cool? I love this book. It's very square. All I've done with this book is, and I got this at Dollar Tree, is I keep 10 pages, rip 5 out, keep 10 pages, rip 5 out, and that's it. And I don't glue 2 pages together, and I don't gesso, because we do collage first. No matter what mixed media I do collage first. And so when you're collaging all this paper down, even if you're going to draw on top of it or do other things on top of it, it's already going to get nice and the paper is already going to get nice and substantial or stiff, because we're going to do collaging on top. Okay, enough talking. Let's get started. Let me just show you in my art journal, just so you kind of know like the kind of papers I like to make. And then let me bring this up a little bit. And the type of collages I like to do. This is just my style. And you can take from it what you want and leave what you don't want. I'm going to bring you up high so I can turn the page, or I'll hit the camera. Okay. So this is my style, and most of this is done with my jelly prints and or printables. Mark making. I use other little things too, but okay. All right, so let's get started. So you can see it's just a book. So I'm going to do a double page spread, and we can bring this back down a little bit. So that's how you prepare your book, you guys. Keep 10 pages for about 5. That's it. And I would get yourself a nice size book. This is a nice size book. I love that it's a square. I love working in a square. I don't know why. Also, we just got done doing the challenge, 15 days of collage, mini collages. And this is a mini collage. Look at some of your collages for inspiration. Of things you might want to do in your art journaling, things you might want to do on a canvas. I mean, there's just, or any substrate. So what I like is, I loved this. I love the whole thing, but look how this happened. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. This right here is some rust dyed fabric that I stitched and burnt. We're going to add some of that in this thing. This is a piece of fabric that I did some molding paste on, and then ink is put all over this. So anyway, this is going to be the inspiration. So when you guys did those, and this could also be a focal point. I could also put this in as a focal point. Now I probably wouldn't use this as a focal point. I would make a copy of it if we use this today as a focal point. And the reason I'd make a copy of it, because I want to keep this collage card, the original. Okay, let's get started. Let's stop blabbing and get started. Oh, also, the technique this week was to make collage papers out of magazines. See, this is nothing but a magazine. Okay, so if you haven't seen that, it's the video before this one, and I'll attach it at the end so you can learn how to make this collage paper. Isn't this fabulous, you guys? Also, make copy when you do these. I suggested making copies of it. I'm going to use my original today in this, but I've already made copies. Okay, just so I'll always have it. But I like to use the original too. But make copies before, so you can make your own printables. Okay. All right. So let's get started. We're going to start with this one. I know you guys are like, oh my God, she's ripping that, but it's going to go right into my book. So let's go right here. I think that's gonna look fabulous. Yes. Okay. You know what else I need to do and I didn't get it out yet? Let me get some, it's right here on the side of me. There we go. Some wax paper so that, ooh, I have a candle going. I don't know if you guys can see my candle today or not. I was gonna try to put my candle in here, but I don't know if there's gonna be enough room. Get those napkins away. Oh, there we go. Perfect, and it's out of the way too, and you guys can see it. Beautiful, and I can see it. Where's my, I need another piece of wax paper. I need something. All right, you know what? I can use this piece of paper here, or this magazine. I have a magazine on the side of me, and I use that as a glue surface. So I just use that. Perfect. And then let's fold this over, so I'll have to deal with that. So this is a glue surface I use, just a magazine. And so as soon as I'm done with the magazine, I just turn it. I am using a matte collage gel medium. You can use Elmer's glue. You can use whatever you want to use. You can make your own. You can make your own matte medium by taking some Elmer's glue. Take like a cup of Elmer's glue. Get that flat matte spray paint from Walmart, real cheap, and you spray like 10 sprays of that in there. Add a little water, and it makes like your own matte medium. Also, if you do something like that, what I would do is after I made my collage and I want to do more stuff on top of that, I would spray with that same matte spray paint just to make everything more matte again. And when you make it matte, that makes it paintable. Okay, it's just a way cheaper way of having matte medium, because matte medium can be expensive. Now, this was $19. This is a lot. This was 16 ounces. I got it for $4.99. When Hobby Lobby has those clearances, that is the time to go there and stock up your studio, your craft room, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling mine an art studio. I got to get used to that. I feel kind of pompous saying that, but it is an art studio, so that's what I'm going to start calling it. And you can get your art studio nice and beefed up. Because there's nothing better than when you're about to do a project that you don't have to go to the store and gather supplies. You just go to your stash and gather supplies. I think that's the bomb. Okay, so there's our first piece. And we're going to do a double page spread. So let's do something on the other side. So we have this again. I'm going to take this. We're going to put this one over here. And see, I just use this as a glue surface, so I'm going to turn that page, and then you always just have a nice surface. And also, I always keep some baby wipes on the side of me so I can wipe my hands off. Because the cleaner you stay when you're working, in my opinion, the faster you can work and the more fun you can have, because your hands aren't all sticking together. Otherwise, your hands are going to be all stuck together. How are you supposed to work with sticky hands? So that's how I see it. There we go. I just want to make sure that I don't get some paper in that candle and I have a fire. Hey, Gypsy Soul. I stole that idea from you, having a candle while I'm working. I've done it before. I just haven't usually filmed with it. And I just love how that looked in your video. So, girl, I stole that from you. So, Gypsy Soul, you guys, I'll try to put a link to her. She has she's a mixed media artist also. And I absolutely love her style and her channel. I will leave a link below. You guys can go check Gypsy Soul out. It's Gypsy Soul 1111. I'm not sure how many ones, but I'll do a link. Okay, am I far down enough? Hopefully You guys are close enough to me. I think so. If I come up too much, I will be hitting this camera. Okay, now we got some of the papers we made. I love to use languages in my art. I'm doing a series called, and I've been working on it for like the last 2 years, and I'm done with it. And I'm about to bring it out and put it in my Etsy shop and start promoting it and all that. Where I use languages from all over the world. And so the series is about languages from all over the world, which represents people from all over the world and bringing people together. So, because if there was any time that we all need to learn to live together, it's now, that's for sure. And the more you learn about other people, the more that you do come together. Because we all have one thing in common. We're humans. Right? Right. Is that my husband? I think so. I don't know. All right. So let me gather. Just a second. I'm grabbing some of the languages that I have. This is it's Asian. I'll say Asian because I'm not sure if it's Chinese or Japanese. I need to get that differential out. This is Spanish. And what else do we want to use? This is a map of Africa. So we're going to bring Africa in there. And I'm not sure which one this one is. Let's use that. Hey, honey bunch. I'm making a video. What else do I have here? Did I? Yeah. Okay, I'm just looking to see what else I have. Just, sorry guys, just 1 second. I just pulled a lot of things. This right here might be Italian. I have it all written in my on my these are all copies, so I have it all written out. So of what is what. Oh, this is Hawaiian. This is Hawaiian. Isn't that cool? So let's use some of these, rip some of these up and use some of these. We'll use this Asian one first. But let's get rid of all the white lines. So I'm creating this series. I've been creating this series over a year, probably 2 years, called Maps of Peace. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of making prints of it, I'm going to produce my journals, and the Maps of Peace will be on the front of the journals and also on tote bags. So that's all I'll say for now, but I think it's going to be really, really cool. Ooh, that's going to look nice. Let's do that. You guys know me. I don't like any straight edges. Straight edges, for the most part, drive me nuts. Sometimes you need a straight edge, but for the most part, I don't want straight edges. Okay, so I'm going to add that there. And on this one, I'm going to add it down here. Cool. All right, so let's glue that in. So when that Maps of Peace series comes out, and I think it'll be a set. It'll be a notebook with a tote bag, and it'll be a set. And I'll try to come out with 2 a week. Introduce 2 a week until everything is out. And I will introduce it here on YouTube. I'll do it on Facebook and Instagram. And it'd be kind of cool. I mean, you'll have, if you believe in spreading peace and getting to know your fellow man, it's a nice conversational piece when you bust out your notepad or your journal to write things down. You have a tote bag and people will look at it and be like, oh, what is that? Because they're going to look really cool and really different. And it's a way to spread that message, you know, to just talk about it. So, okay, Now this is the other page that we made, remember? So let's rip this one up and put it in our collage. What do I want to do? Okay, I know what I want to do. I think I want this to go here. See how all this just goes together beautifully? And all your stuff is going to go together beautifully because it all came from you, right? So don't even be worried about it. It's going to all be good. It's going to be all good. All right. And I'm going to put this piece here. I feel like I want to take this little Asian symbol out. Take that out of it because I'm going to use that as an element. See how cool that looks? And maybe just put that right on top of here. I'm going to put that to the side because we're going to use that as an element. And I'm going to make a series on how to make different elements for your collages or your mixed media. To me, collaging and mixed media, it's all the same. This is collaging, but it's also mixed media. So, I mean, we've mixed every dang thing together. Haven't we? Yes. Yes. Okay, we're going to get to some jelly prints here in a second. Let me glue this one down. Don't want that there. I don't want those samey. So let's put this down here. Yeah, we need some jelly prints in here. Either jelly prints or printables, either one. And printables are my jelly prints that I've made and made printables out of them. Oh, that reminds me. Join our group. It's called Our Magical Little Place. And if you do a collage like this or any of the techniques, take pictures and come share it with us. And come join the group. You can post even if you don't do mixed media, if you do knit, crochet, whatever you do, junk journals, art journaling, come and share it with us. If you have an Etsy shop, if you have a YouTube channel and you have techniques, you can give links to all that. Okay? It's like a one-stop place for everything creative. Also, if you like what you're seeing, make sure you subscribe right now. Give a thumbs up. Also, if you were wondering ever like what that $ is at the bottom, that's how you can support the channel and support me as an artist. Because the more support that I get, the more time I can do, more time I can have doing what I'm doing now. Which is what I really want to do, is just make art. I have an eBay store, which I love doing, but I would love to do more art. So, and share it with you guys. So, all of that would help me greatly. Okay, this is one of my jelly prints. Isn't that beautiful? I make jelly prints to look like old walls, old doors, like that. I'll show you a few more. I'll show you a few more things just so you can kind of see. Oh, and this is what's reminding me of. I'm trying to think. Oh, there's a clickable link below. It's a private Facebook group, and it's only created for me to put my printables in there. And you can go there and ask to join, and then I'll accept you. And you can go there and get free printables. Okay? So every month I'll put a new set of printables. There's 3 sets of printables in there right now. Every month I'll put a new set of printables in there, and you're welcome to them. Okay? And you see my style, so you'll see the kind of stuff. So I do stuff like this. This looks kind of like wallpaper. Here's another one of my jelly prints. It's also a printable. This is a printable. Now some of these I've already been using. Okay, so this is another printable that I have. This is a whole piece. Another printable. I also have an Etsy shop, so if you want to go there and purchase some printables, you can do that also. The link to that is below. So these are all printables that I've created, all collage papers that I've created from my jelly plate. They're always pretty much jelly plate, and then I might do some stenciling and mark making of my own personal mark making on myself, just to kind of share with you that. Okay, so let me see what we're going to put on here next. Ooh, I love this. Let's put that on there. All right. Let's get rid of this white line here. And let me get rid of this white line here. You know how I create this on the jelly plate? This right here? This is one of those, you know those toys? They're for kids for stress. The poppers. It's one of those poppers, but it's a square one, and I get them from Dollar Tree. And I put them on my jelly plate. Always be looking for things that you can put on your jelly plate that are different. Just a second, let me rip this up. And we'll be doing jelly printing next week. Making collage papers with jelly printing. And there's a ton of different techniques with the jelly plate and making your own papers with that. If you don't have a jelly plate, that was something I would invest in, get one. But you guys, good news. I have a video, just look in the playlist, of how to make your own jelly plate. And I have a 14 by 17 jelly plate. You don't have to make that one, that size. You can make it just a regular size one. It'll only cost you around $15 to make your own jelly plate. And it is super simple. It is only clear gelatin, glycerin, and water. And you make a jelly plate and a cookie sheet. That's it. And you can have your own jelly plate. So check out that video, and you can make it. And you can make the big 14 by 17 jelly plate for around $12 to $15. It depends on how much the glycerin is. That's your big cost. But that's it. And I've had a jelly plate that my first one that I made. I had it for like 10, 12 years. I still have it. But then I made this jumbo one, and the reason I love the jumbo one is yeah, you can make bigger prints. You can do 2 prints at a time. You can make bigger prints. I usually do two prints at a time. So check that out. And if you want to, just purchase a jelly plate. Now, if you're going to purchase a 14 by 17, they're about $75. So to be able to make it for around $12 to $15, that's a good deal. I love this jelly. Isn't that pretty? That looks so old world, so old wall. I love it. Let's see if we want to put this here. Yes, let's get rid of this. Yeah, we're going to put that there. We may put this here, or maybe we'll put this here. Okay, I like that. All right. All right. Be careful when you're collaging your papers in here, and that you don't get right in the crux. Get right next to it, but don't get into it, and that way you'll be able to fold or to close your book. I mean, if something happens, you can still close it, but it just makes it a lot easier to close your book if you don't get right in the crease. Stay a little bit out of the crease. All right, what am I doing? There we go. I'm like, where was I going with this? Oh, I got it. Okay. And if you don't have a whole lot of your own collage papers ready to go over to, like I said, to the private Facebook group, and it's labeled in this video, and it says this is the Facebook group that you need to join. There's 2 different Facebook groups. Our Magical Little Place, that's where you can post anything, post all your beautiful makes, okay? And then the other one said, and the other Facebook group, it says this is where to get the free printables. So it's Our Magical Little Place. That's where you can post and share. And the other group just I don't have a title on it. I just say this is the Facebook group where to go get the printables. And it's right, it's the first thing in the description box below. So very easy to do. Okay. I want to put another language right here. So let's do that. And I think we're going to use Hawaiian. Is this Hawaiian right here? Yes. So we're going to use this one. It's Hawaiian. And it's some type of a ledger. Isn't that cool? I love it. That's all you guys ever hear me is just tearing paper. Okay. I keep all of my smalls and I put them in a little bag, little scrap bag, because those can be really, really wonderful to create with. See, I'm going to leave, in this case, I'm going to leave that straight line there. I really like that straight line there. Now, this color, I like it, but we're going to deepen this up with some Tim Holtz Distress inks, okay? If you haven't ever invested, most people have, but if you haven't invested in any Tim Holtz Distress ink pads, they're fabulous. They give he has distressed and he has oxide. So it either gives a distressed finish or an oxide finish. It oxidizes, and they're fabulous. They are very worth buying. If you see them in the clearance at Hobby Lobby, when they clearance those out for like $2, get them. But vintage photo, walnut stain, rust. There's another color that I'm loving. I'll bust it out. What's it called? I'll show it to you. Those are the basics. Those real earthy colors. If you like those type of colors, those are the ones I would get. Because he has a ton of colors, so you can look at all of them. But I'm just saying, if you like this earthy type of look that I like, it's really good. And especially if you like this grungy type of art, which obviously is what I love. People are like, shocker. So now I'm doing this piece. Okay. All right, I'm just looking at my jelly prints here and just seeing what else. This is another printable. Isn't that kind of cool? This is turquoise with like a rust color on it. Looks very old wall, very old world. All right. I don't know if you guys felt that pause, but I had to pause real quick. My husband came home, and anyway, you know, when your husband comes home, you got to pause for a second, see what's going on. All right, I'm just cutting all the white edges here real quick. And this is a printable that's in my Etsy shop too. If you really love it, it's in there. All right. I want to add something right there. I'm just seeing what I want to add. All right, let me just carefully, because I want to keep a lot of that turquoise on this other side. So let me just carefully rip that. There we go. And some people, when they do their collages like this, they love to use, well, I like that going down, I think, into this, I don't know. They like using all straight edges. So if you love straight edges, use straight edges. You don't have to rip it like I do, like an insane person. I'm not crazy for ripping. That's all you hear from me. Rip, rip, rip. I'm like a frog. Rip, rip. Instead of ribbit, it's rip, rip, rip. So I'm looking like, did you just call yourself a frog? Nothing wrong with being like a frog. Okay. I got something else too to show you guys. Now, we're going to make these two here on the channel in this Collage Yourself to Happiness. This is a piece of book page, rust-dyed fabric, also a paper towel. When you clean up your mess, save all those paper towels and you can use them like a dyed fabric. So this is me just mopping up any paint or distressed inks or whatever sprays, and I save those paper towels. So this is a piece of rust-dyed fabric, a piece of paper towel, and I sewed it onto this book page. So we're going to do this, a bunch of this stuff. This is another book page with a jelly print, scraps of jelly prints, and this stuff from Dollar Tree sewn onto here. And if you don't have a sewing machine, don't worry, there's other ways of doing it. This is a doily with some gesso on there. Okay, a piece of bleached jean fabric, a book page sewn, and another paper towel that I created. Okay, so, and then this one's fun. I won't show you to all of them. This one's really fun. I've already started cutting on this one. Let me just see what side we're on. Okay, I sewed together some rust-dyed fabric. I burnt a hole in it. Okay, here and here. We're going to use this one. A piece of jean fabric, and I put stitches in all of this, and then I stitched on a piece of book page. Okay, this is another paper towel. I'm mopping up my Tim Holtz distress sprays or inks or any paint, and then I took a piece of newspaper, Asian newspaper, and sewed that on here, and then just stitched. Also, I took some burlap and stitched too. So you get the gist of it. I have a whole bunch of it done. That's going to be another a part of this whole Collage Yourself to Happiness series. So let me see where I want to put some of this. I definitely want to put some of this burn spot things here. Where's my scissors? There we go. All right, so we'll go right here. I'm just trying to decide where I want. What happens is when I put this in here, I want something cool to come through on the burn spots. So I have to decide what I want to come through on those burn spots. Which I'm liking this. I could cut that off. Okay. And you guys can do everything I just said. You can do this before I even do it here on the channel. But So go for it. Now, if you burn fabric, just have, what I did was this. I think what I did was, yeah, I was burning fabric. I did it on my glass mat, this glass mat that I have. I had a spray bottle, and to get it out, I just sprayed water on it, and the fire went right out. Okay, I see what I'm gonna do. You know what? Let's just cut it because all right. So one of my holes tore, but no major. We'll just glue all that back together. And we're gonna put this piece right into here. How cool does that look? I love it. So we're mixing, I mean, look how collagey this is. Look how mixed media this is. We are mixing fabric, stitching, paper, a little bit of sewing. And all of this is going to make your collages just look magical. And I'm excited for everybody. If you follow along, you're going to have a stash of beautiful original stuff to collage with. Okay, just a second. Get some things lined up here. It's a little finicky because I actually tore into my little hole that I wanted to have as a hole, but we got it down. No major. Oh, I want that little burn piece right here. Hopefully we can get that to go down. Perfect. And I'm going to take a little bit of my collage medium and go over this because I just want to make sure that everything's really down. A lot of times when I'm with you guys, I don't put the collage medium over my items just so they dry faster because, you know, I'm on video. We ain't got time to wait for everything to dry. Also, do I have a piece of, I want to use this piece of burlap somewhere, okay? And you guys are going to see why. I got some real cool stuff I want to do. And don't worry if you're covering up other things. It's the magic of it all. So I'm going to put that in there. And what happens if you cover up something completely, don't worry about it. But a lot of times what you're doing is you're just covering up and leaving a little bit of something. And that peekaboo through and seeing around and layers is what makes your art look really, really cool and interesting and neat. So don't worry if you cover it all up. Don't worry if you cover it up a little bit. It's that whole layering process and things peekabooing around the corner that makes it look really cool. Remember when I first started doing this, it took me a little while to get used to that. I was like, I'm covering this up, I'm covering that up. And then one day I looked at my work, I said, yeah, but that's the beauty of it. It gives this beautiful layered look. Okay, let me see. See, I'm kind of liking that. This piece right here is just a piece that like this. It's a book page with this Asian writing and then my own intuitive writing. Do I want that there? I'm trying to make a decision. Let me just look at my other stuff real quick and make sure what I want to do. Ooh, I think I like this one better. Again, that Asian writing. This comes out of an Asian newspaper that we get here in Chinatown in Las Vegas. Isn't that beautiful? I need something right to cover this up, but I just need a little piece there. Okay, so see this piece that I put in here? That's going to get covered up because I really want this instead. I want this instead. Look how fabulous that's going to look. Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's put that in. So next after this is going to be some mark making. You know what, let's just rip off this little piece right here that has the little white spot on it. And that'll expose that Asian writing right there, which will look even better too. In my opinion. I know some people are like, oh my God, you ruined it. It's my art and I can do what I want to do. And so can you. This is looking cool. So excited. All right, we got a little space right here that needs to go there. So let's discover something that can go there. It's not that big of a space, but that might be where we can just maybe add that in right there. Yes, I like that. All right, we need to cut it about right there. Do I want the Asian writing or do I want this? No, the Asian writing. Do I want that? No, that it's right there. Actually, I don't want that. All right, let me see what I need to put there. Something will speak to me. Do I want this there? This is cool. This is also a jelly print with with a stencil, and I think I used ink through the stencil, or I think I used a stamp with ink to stamp this with ink, not an ink pad but liquid ink, and that's how you get all this little blotchiness and stuff. Isn't that cool? I learned that from ROBYN McClendon. She's a beautiful artist here on YouTube. If you haven't checked her out, she's always in my description. Check out ROBYN McClendon. You will love her. We have a similar style. We don't do everything exactly the same. Nobody does. But we have a similar style, which is why I love her style. So. And she's where I really started learning about making these jelly prints. Got me started making jelly prints and making them look like old walls, old doors. Very old world. Grungy. And I love it. Perfect. I have a little space right there. We can add a little something, something. Yeah, we'll add that in there. Just a little bit. Oh, you know what would look better though? Some of this. I was just about to put that piece in here, and then I saw this. I'm like, no, that's it right there. That's the little piece. And you guys sometimes save, that's why I say save all your little pieces, because it could be that little piece that just finishes off your work. And you're like, oh my God, that was it. And it's this little scrap piece of paper that you might, some people would throw away. For me, little pieces of paper start becoming elements to put in your work. They're not scraps, they're little elements. Like if you want to put a ticket or different little tickets, or put this ticket in it, that's an element. I'm going to show you some more elements really quickly that I made. Okay, like this. This is a jelly print. We'll do some of this. This is a jelly print, and this is an Asian stencil. So, tearing these off like this and putting this in your work, this becomes like a little element, see, that you can stick in your work. So, do I want to stick this somewhere? People are like, girl, you can't stick anything else on there? Watch me. No, I'm not saying I'm going to, but I think I see a place for it. Okay, I think right here, I'm gonna layer this in here, or do I want to layer it in here? Ooh, I like, do I want it here or do I want it here? I think I want it here. Okay, next we're going to do some mark making and using our stamps. Okay. Now you could stop right here if you want. And this is beautiful. We're going to push this whole thing even further, okay? So let me pause you guys. It'll be seconds for you. For me, it'll be about 5 minutes. I need to dry this real quick, this part here. And then we're going, and I'll get out my, my stamps and my mark making stuff, and we'll start that, okay? So it'll be about 2 seconds for you. Okay, you guys, so now I've dried this spot here that needed to be dried. Okay, so now it's time for mark making and also for stamping. So let's do mark making first, and then we'll do some stamping. You can do, instead of mark making, you could just use your stamps. Instead of stamps, you can just do mark making. I'm gonna do a bit of both, okay? All right. I get these Asian brushes. They're Japanese brushes from Daiso, and they have a point on the end. If you can get your hands on these are fabulous. They also have this ink. $1.75, you get 3 of these, and then you get this bottle of ink, 8-ounce bottle of ink for $1.75. It's the best deal going. Okay, if not, they have Japanese brushes like this on eBay, Amazon. They also sell this, but you'll pay $5 or $6 instead of paying $1.75. If you have a Daiso, get this in your life. Okay, I'm going to do some intuitive writing. And intuitive writing is just making up your own language. And I'm going to put some of it right here. And what I do is I learned this from ROBYN McClendon. And what I do is I take like an E, make it backwards, and then start putting lines through it. Because I was having a hard time getting going with this intuitive language thing. And then I thought, well, let's just make like regular letters and then distort them. Like this is an A, but I just distorted it. So you can't even tell. Okay. So I just put some of my intuitive writing there. Here's another spot I can put some intuitive writing. Let's do it right there. This is a C backwards. Let's do like a T. Okay, we're going to put lines on it there and then go like this. Okay. We can do an M, but what I do is I break the M up like that and throw some lines in it. So just to kind of show you how you can do your own language. Also, you can just let your hand go and see what comes out of it. and make symbols and also see what comes out of it and make your own language, okay? But this is a good way to start to do that. So well, that'll be another video, intuitive writing, because I'm starting to do my own also, where I'm not starting with like a letter. I just start letting my hand move the way it wants, and that's a letter, and that's a letter, and then make another one, that's a letter. You can also do that with symbols too. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. I've done some intuitive writing with this, and hopefully that dries while we're doing everything else. It's ink. It usually dries pretty quick. And I keep that in one of these little containers I get from Dollar Tree. It has a little lid on it. There we go. Okay. Then also, if you want to do the intuitive writing, you can also use, anything. You can use just a Sharpie. You can use, like, this is a brush tip, an Asian brush tip I got from Daiso. You can use that. This is a ink to quill brush tip pen. Isn't that cool? You can use that too. So just to kind of show you. All right, let's also do some, where do I have it? I have them right. Oh, they're right here. Let's do some, I like to do some algebraic equations. So I went online and I just made myself a copy of algebraic equations, and I like to put them in my artwork as like marks for mark making. And I'm going to put it right over this language, like right here. Let's do a long one. Y plus 2. Let me see if I can get down really low with my candle over. Where am I at? Right here. I just want to make sure you guys are seeing me. Okay, there we go. This is, I'm coming in as close as I can so you guys can see. Y plus 2. Where was I at? Over 4y to the second minus 24b plus n minus 2 to the third over 12n to the second minus 30n. And it just adds another, this is just about adding marks. And it's just another way to add marks, which is really cool. So you guys see that down here? We can do it also right here. Let me bring up the camera a little bit. I'm about to hit the camera. I'm going to do it this way, okay? 8n over n plus 8 divided by 7n to the third minus 6n to the second over 12n. Now I'm just making this up myself. I'm not even looking at my cheat sheet anymore. 12n to the second divided by 3n to the third. It's just an algebra. I'm just, like I said, I'm just using it as mark making. See how cool that looks? And I just used a brown Sharpie to do that. All right, let me show you some other things that I've done. I have a simple, sorry for my arm, you guys. I have all these, and everything I put into like a plastic sleeve or I laminate it. I like a plastic sleeve better because then I can always add to it if I want to. So this is in a plastic sleeve. You can, these are just simple marks. And what happens is I don't have to come up with marks all the time. Okay. Also Roman numerals. Okay. I did print the Roman numerals out. We'll put some of those in here too. Okay. So some simple marks. I love crosses. I love checks. I love hashtags, all that. So let's use the brown and let's put first some plus signs. And let me bring the camera up so make sure you guys are seeing everything. All right. And I like to do the plus signs in a group of 3. And just put them anywhere. Well, they're not plus signs. To me, they're crosses. Okay, I just dropped my lid to this. Here it is. Cool. Oh my gosh. You know, you're grabbing something and then you kick it even further. That's what I did. Okay. All right. I also have a brown paint pen. Let's do some X's with this one. We'll do plus signs with that. Okay. I have this from Dollar Tree, this beautiful metallic. And let's do some number signs in wherever places. We'll do it right here on the fabric. We'll do some over here. Right on top of this Asian writing. We'll do it on here. Also, arrows. Arrows are really fun. I'll use this brown calligraphy marker. And let's do some arrows. I like to do one arrow going one way and one arrow going the other way. Okay. We can put an arrow right here. Okay. Put an arrow here. All right, so those are some simple marks there. So fast, we've already done these simple marks. We've done algebraic equations. And I'm not going to add Roman numerals because we don't have any, but this is what I'm talking about. You can add Roman numerals to your work. I already have so much going on. People are like, oh, really? Let me show you one more thing. I'm not going to use these today because I already have enough going on. But... and I'll make copies, make printables out of these and put these in the private Facebook group so you guys can print these off. I'll do them, you know, here and there when I can. This is a bunch of Cocoa Pellies. These could be marks. Aren't those fabulous? I took a bunch of Asian symbols. Aren't those fabulous? Those can be beautiful, beautiful marks. Then I went crazy and just drew myself my own version of Native, as Native Americans, but Native people and African symbols. Natives and Africans share a lot of the same symbols and they mean the same thing. So I went crazy one Sunday and made myself up these I call them cheat sheets. So when I want to do marks, I don't have to be thinking about marks. I can just look at my cheat sheets and make marks. Okay. You know, I'm going to make one mark on here. It's my favorite mark. I love making this one right here. It's Serendipity. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to use this pen here, this brush pen, and do that. And I'm going to do it right where? I'll do it right here. I do it so easily because I've done it so many times. I like that. Okay. So that's what the mark making. Let's, let me put my pens away. And that'll give me more room. I keep all of my favorite tools, pens, markers, pencils, whatever, in this box. Isn't this fabulous? It has a little lid. It has a little handle. These are fabulous. Dollar Tree sells these. They don't have them all the time and they go quick. So always be paying attention. I'll announce them when they're in the stores. They usually come out like January, February. Love them. And then this is just all my favorite stuff and it's just always kept real close by me on my shelf right here so that I can grab that. Okay, so let's do some stamps. So I'm going to use this this brown here and this brown here. Shocker. And let's do some stamping. My calligraphy nib, because I absolutely love it. Now, if you want to stop at the collage part and not add this mark making, stop there. You don't have to make all these marks. You can be like, okay, I love this. I do that sometimes. I'm like, okay, I love the way this this collage looks after I'm done, and I don't do anything further. So it's up to you what you want to do. Ooh, look, I love a cross. So I'm going to do this cross. I'm going to do this cross right here on my fabric. Not all of it's going to show, just some of it's going to show, because no, the whole thing showed. Awesome. I'm going to do this cross one more time. Now, on this collage, I'm not going to have a focal point. It's a collage, and that's going to be the art. So there won't be a focal point on there. If I'm going to make something and have a focal point, like I want to have this be my focal point, this collage card that I made, I would make it not so busy. I'd make it a little bit more neutral so that this could be the, I'd still do collage, but not make it this busy. So that could be the focal point. What else do I have? Love this stamp. Look at that. It's a Tim Holtz. Love it. I'm going to use this brown here. And all the colors I'm choosing go with all of the stuff that I'm doing. So we're going to put this stamp. I'm going to stamp right over the language here that I just did. That looks cool. Okay, a couple more stamps and then we're going to be done. I'm going to do, because I love a watch face and I love numbers. Numbers are a universal language. Did you realize that numbers are the same no matter what language? And I remember I was listening to a documentary and they said, you know why a lot of people who come from other countries specialize in things where there's a lot of math? Because then they don't have, the language barrier isn't there. Because numbers are universal. So numbers are our universal language. So I like to use numbers in a lot of my artwork too. Because it's just like adding all the different languages in my work. So with numbers. I'm going to put the numbers right here. Ooh, I see another place for these numbers. And I had some numbers show up and some numbers not show up, and I love that. I'm going to put the numbers right here. Love it. Look how cool that looks. Okay. And then I want to use this this watch face. I want to do stamp the watch face because I love a watch face. Love it. And I stamp over stamping. Like that was the calligraphy nib and I stamped over that. And I think that's fabulous. A watch face can go anywhere. Watch me go nuts with this stamp. I'm going to do the watch face right over the cross. Look how cool that looks. So layering your stamps can be really cool too. And I'm going to go with half of it right there. Love it. All right, so now I'm done with the stamping. And like I said, you can do just stamping. You just do just mark making. And you could just not even add any stamping or mark making. It's all up to you. It's your art. You can do what you want. I need to use some Tim Holtz Distress ink, which I have right here in front of me. Let me move my candle. Because I need to, here's the color I was talking about, Aged Mahogany. That's a beautiful color. Walnut Stain, whether ink or oxide, beautiful. Vintage Photo and Rusty Hinges. These are just some basics that I use all the time, and if I was you, I would definitely get, those are some good investments to make. If you can get them on clearance, get them on clearance. Hobby Lobby clearances them out every year in the summertime. It's usually when the Tim Holtz stuff goes on clearance. Okay, just a second, guys. Okay, got it. Now these are makeup brushes you get from Dollar Tree, and these are fabulous. I have a whole bunch of them. I have one for every color, basically. And you get these for $1.25. They don't always have these at Dollar Tree, so when you see them, pick a bunch up, okay? But these really, really do up your stains good. Oh, let me show you something else. All right, see this right here? Look at this. They come in clear, teal, this beautiful pink, which I love. And see? And they're real narrow. These are really nice, and I can stack them up right underneath on this shelf I have in front of me. And look, it has my inks in it. Some of my inks. Cool, huh? Anyway, I try to share everything with you guys. I try to share a little bit of everything. Okay, let's start out with some Vintage Photo. There's some areas that I want deepened, like right here. So this just needs to have Vintage Photo all over it. And then I'm going to deepen it a little bit more too. You guys are going to see me use the same brush this whole time. This one says it's for Walnut Stain, but I'm going to use it for the Vintage Photo too. Okay, over here, this needs to be deepened up a little bit. It needs to be aged. Now, if you put water on these, on the Distress ones, like this one is a Distress ink, you get a Distress finish. Even just doing it like this, it's a Distress finish, but it gets even more distress. With the oxides, see this says oxide? If you add water, you get an oxidation. It looks like it's oxidized. It's really cool. See by how some of the papers were a little light, how that just really just blended it in really well. Like even these Asian Japanese newspapers prints here, I'm gonna put a little darkness on these just to age them up, and they'll match the piece better, in my opinion. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. For one, to get this center, the center crux, not white, because that's just interrupting. We're almost done, you guys. We may go an hour and 15 minutes today, an hour and a half. We'll see. Because I'm going to add some more magic to this whole thing. Okay, let's add a little bit of Walnut Stain. I could say Walnut Stain, it's darker than Vintage Photo. To me, it's the dirt. You're like, you want your stuff to look dirty? Yes. All right. I want to show you Aged Mahogany because this is one of my new favorite colors. They were clearancing this one out 2 years ago for like $1.50 or whatever. Nobody was getting it because I don't think they knew how beautiful it was. I bought like three or four of them. It is one of my favorite colors. Let me see if I can find the right. That's olive. I'm looking for the right makeup brush for this. That's the only pain in the butt, is to look for the brush. I have them all labeled, but I hate looking for the right one if it's around the same color. This one is, so. Okay. I have more of these somewhere. Where do I? Oh, there they are. This is actually have another cup of them. This one has all the ones that I need. Okay. We'll go with this one. Because I could be looking for the right ones forever. Just a second. Alright, we'll go with this one. Okay, this is that aged mahogany. I'm going to put some right here. Look how beautiful this is. Isn't that gorgeous? Look what that adds to it. It's just beautiful. We'll just add a little aged mahogany here and there. And I haven't even added water to this, you know? It's just beautiful. You can still see through it. We're going to add a little aged mahogany here and there. It really adds to that whole aging process. I'm going to do it to this whole part right here. Love it. We'll add a little there, add a little there. Okay. Add a little bit here. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so let me put all of these back in here. Can we lift that up? Yeah. There's other beautiful ones that I love. Wild Honey. Cracks Pistachio. This is another one that he clearanced and nobody was using it. You guys, this looks like the most beautiful turquoise color ever. It's gorgeous. There's Old Paper, Antique Linen, Tea Dye. Speckled Eggs is gorgeous. They just did this one this year. They clearanced it out for like $1.50 and people weren't getting it. It is gorgeous. Frayed Burlap. That's another great one. That's another good one to bring out the dirt look over some vintage photo. This is Walnut Stain Distress Ink, but I also have it in an oxide. Fossilized Amber. That's another really cool earthy looking one. Scattered Straw. Brushed Corduroy. These are my faves. That's why I have these all together. These are all my favorite oxides, the ones I go to most, and put them all in one thing. All right. And I have tons more, but those are my main ones that I use all the time. Look how beautiful this is looking. Oh, this is gorgeous. I wish I'd have done this on a piece of canvas. Okay, okay, this is the last thing we're going to do. We're going to get crazy, so get ready. Let me get out. Do I already have it out? No. Here it is. We're going to take out some modeling paste. Now, you can make your own modeling paste or your own thick gesso. You can also pick up some dry, lightweight spackle from Dollar Tree in the hardware section. Okay, so you can choose any of those. I have a big tub of this called modeling paste. I got it on clearance. I took off the price. I think this is like a 32 ounce, so I got it for like $6. Yeah. I'm always talking about that clearance, you guys, because that clearance is the bomb. Okay. That's why I'm always sharing it with you guys, so that you can go there and get the good deals. We are going to put a little bit through a stencil. Remember I told you my inspiration? This part right here. Isn't this fabulous? That is done with this stencil and inks. Okay. So I want to have some of that somewhere. Just here and there, not everywhere. But I feel like it'll look really good right here. So I'm going to take my modeling paste and go through the stencil. Now, the only thing that I highly suggest is that this, what stencil did they, wait, one second. It might not be that stencil. It's this one. This one's really cool too, but it's this one. So what's going to have to happen, and make sure you rinse this, your stencil. I'll be pausing you guys. It'll be 30 seconds for you, but it'll be, you know, it'll be like 20 minutes for me because I got to dry this. Or I'm going to go set it outside and let it dry. That's cool. So I did it over the burlap and that paper towel, and bam. And I feel like right here might be really cool. Now let's suppose you don't really have any stencils to do this with. Let me show you something else you can do. You don't need a stencil. I'll show you in a second. I might want to do a little bit of the script writing. Do I? Yeah, let's do a little bit of script right here. Beautiful. Now let's suppose you don't have any stencils. Just take that molding paste, wall compound that you can get a lightweight spackle from Dollar Tree, or you can make your own modeling paste or heavyweight gesso. You can even make your own gesso. Look it up on here on YouTube, and you can just take a spatula like this, or a credit card, like a little piece side of a piece of a credit card, or a popsicle stick, and just put your modeling paste here and there like this. And you're going to get that same effect. Okay, I'm going to do that over here. There we go. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry. And then after it dries, we are going to drip some ink. Okay. And this is Amsterdam ink. You can get these on clearance too. I got this one for $1.49. I ran out of dark brown, you guys. So I had to go pay $5 for this because I ran out of them. I bought a bunch, but I finally used them all. I celebrate when I use up all my stuff because, you know, it just takes a lot to use up things. And it's an accomplishment when you use up something. And you're not just hoarding it, you're using it. So we're going to drip some ink over this. And that's how I got this look here on this whole card, but especially this right here. Isn't that fabulous? Okay, so let me pause you guys, dry this, we'll drip the ink, and then we'll be done, okay? So, just a second. Okay, so we got all of this dried. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ink, okay? You can do this also with acrylic paint. Water down some acrylic paint, and you can do the same thing, okay? But the ink, I like the inks because the inks have a little bit more intensity to them. Okay, so we're going to, now, there's going to be points where you're not going to be able to, I'm going to have to really bring my camera up. There's going to be points where you're not going to be able to see me. I might be off the camera a little bit, so sorry, because I got to bring the book up and everything. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Okay. All right, so I'm going to drip this like this, and then I'm going to put water. I always add water, and then I let the drips drip where they want. And then you need to have a paper towel. Remember I told you about these paper towels? This is where you can drip up your mess, and look, you're starting to stain paper towels. Save all these, because I'm going to show you that technique. Or you can get pieces of white or beige fabric and start sopping up your mess with the fabric also. I think I have some fabric that I sopped up messes with over here. Do I? See how many paper towels I have that I've sopped up messes with that I'll be using? I'm trying to see where the, I don't know where it's at right now. What did I do with it? Oh, it's on the ground. Anyway. All right, so now I'm going to take, that's a dark brown color. Now I'm going to take this rust color and I'm going to kind of go to the side of that. Okay, and then take our paper towel and catch some of it. Also, if things get a little bit darker than you want, you can always dab it also, like that. Well, that looks cool. I actually grabbed the wrong color, but that's fine. It looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm going to do that again here. I'm also going to add some brown right in here. I just love the way the drips, especially the brown with this rust color, just blend together so good. And like I said, sorry if you guys aren't seeing everything, but you will. Okay, let me bring this down so you guys can see. Do I have some more stuff there? Yeah, I do. And what's nice about inks, even though you're going over things, you still can see through it, okay? All right. You could also do this with your Tim Holtz Distress Sprays. You could use some of that too. But look how, see, look how cool this is now. See, now I can use this for my art. Okay, I'm going to grab my fabric that's down here, my fabric piece, because I want to ink that up a little more. Ooh, if I have it down here. I have stuff everywhere. Okay, it's in piles though, so it's in organized piles. Okay. See this? This is actually a sheet, so I'm going to start using that to grab the excess. And I need to still do a little bit right here. Okay. So this is what we have so far, and I'm going to I'll do a close-up in just a second, but you can see how it's changing. Okay. And you don't have to do any of this. You can do as little of this as you want, and you can do as much of this as you want. It is all up to you. Now we're going to add some water and let that drip. I'm going to add a little bit more brown right into here. Love it. And I got my trusty towel right here. Okay. And then our last little spot, I think that we have some stuff, is right here. So let me put my ink down. Let me put my rust color down. Water. Let it run. Oh, that looks cool. I love it. I'm going to add a little bit more water. There we go. That looks really cool. There we go. And then let's grab my fabric. So what's cool about when you grab your fabric or a paper towel, you're dyeing the fabric or the paper towel. So you have dyed paper towels and dyed fabric that you can make into, remember, these things. all this kind of stuff. And any other projects that you want to do. Oh man, okay. You know what? I just want to add a little bit of ink there. This here and that there. Very cool. Just a second, I'm letting this just drip down. Go a little faster. There we go. A little bit more drippage, guys. Just a second. You gotta have your drippage just right. Okay. And you know, I discovered using the molding paste through stencils and just smearing a lot of molding paste everywhere. I really discovered it when I was making my collage, my mini collages, when I did that series. I loved it. I loved adding this to my art, and I just think it really just adds, I don't know, some yumminess to it. So I can take this plastic out of here. I'm going to show you guys what things look like. Let me bring the camera down. Bring my book over so you guys can see. Look, I just think it looks amazing. I absolutely am in love with this. Now, to some people, they're like, girl, you made a damn mess. But I love it. I like my collages and my mixed media that look very old world, old wall, layers of history. So that's what I like, and grungy. So, goal accomplished. Now, once this dries, anything sticking off like this, I will cut. Also, I like to, a lot of times, take a water-soluble crayon. Let me just show you. A water-soluble crayon, a oil pastel, a Stabilo, and go around the edges just to kind of frame things. So this is a Stabilo. You can use or is this a watercolor? Yeah, this is a Stabilo, which is nothing but a watercolor pencil. Or you can use a black watercolor pencil, or you can use a black water-soluble crayon, or you can use a oil pastel. If you use an oil pastel, you just use the heat of your finger. You don't have to wet your finger and smear it. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now. I'm not finding... I love the sound of all rummaging through all of this. Doesn't it just sound yummy? I'm looking for my oil pastel, which I'm not seeing. This is a water-soluble crayon. It's a Jane Davenport one, so I could use that. I'm looking for the... This is another water-soluble crayon. Anyway, I was looking for the wax pastel or the oil pastel, and I'm not seeing. I'm finding everything but that. It's not always the way. Usually, I find it right away. Maybe I don't have it in here. Maybe I put it somewhere else. I don't know where else I would have put it, but all right, let me look one more time, and then I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm not finding the oil. Wait, I'm not finding the oil pastel. But if you use that, you don't have to wet your finger. You just use the heat of your finger, and it blends it out. Okay, so This is a water-soluble crayon. So what I'm talking about is you just go around to the edges, which I would wait till all this is dry, but just go around to the edges like this. And this just makes sure that everything, and then wet your finger, and then just blend it. See? Now, if this was an oil pastel, you would do the same thing. Don't wet your finger and just use the heat of your finger. And go around all the edges. And it just gives a nice little black framing. But everything's too wet right now, so I'm not going to do that. But I love the way this came out. I'm going to take this whole technique and put it on a canvas. Now, is it going to be exactly the same? No. But it's going to be that the same feeling, the same type of colors, the same type of aura or feeling that this is giving me. And I would love to put this on canvas. So you guys will probably see that. So that is it. I hope this has inspired you guys. Do some collages. If you don't have any papers right now, go to the site. I have 3 different sets that you can print out. It gives you the directions of how to print them out. It's super simple, and you can collage with those. Okay. Also, we did for this week. We did make your own collage paper out of magazines. Do that. You're gonna have a nice stash of collage papers between the free printables I'm giving you guys, and make some of the collage papers out of the magazines. That was a technique that we did this week. I will put a link to that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. Give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave below. Whatever you guys do of what we've done this week, come share it. Join the group, our magical little place. Make sure you go get your free printables. It's in the description. It's the first thing in the description. It says this is where you go to get your free printables. Look for our magical little place. Join that Facebook group, and then you can share your work with us. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure that you leave a thumbs up if you even can't leave a comment or a question. Okay. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel, there's that little $sign down in the bottom. You can do it that way also. And that is it, you guys, for this. And then I will see you guys next week. We will do we'll do a making collage paper technique, which is going to be jelly printing. So I will look for that jelly printing. I will look how to make a jelly plate and put that in a clickable link and put that at the end so that you can click on that and go see how to make your own jelly plate. Okay, because that's next week. So that's how we'll make our collage papers next week. And then we'll take those collage papers that we make on the jelly plate and we'll make a collage with them. Okay. All right, you guys, that is it. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.